Hello everyone, hope you all are doing fine. So in this video we are going to explain about a project, our data science project, which is about converting a large text file into an abstract. So why do we need and summarize it? So as we know, we all are in a rush and everyone wants that their work should be finished in minutes. So this project will help you to summarize your large text, and you can read that text in very few minutes. So our project is divided into three modules, which will be explained you in this whole video. The three modules are: the first one, which is the model, like the program which will actually convert the text into a summary. Then is the front end part. As the project is a full-fledged project, it will contain the front end and the back end. So the next module will be the front end part, and then the integration of the front end and the basic logic of this project. So before going to the programming part, I will like to show you the final result that we will be getting through the program. So I will just paste some text that I already have. So now you can see that this is a huge text and it will take time to read all of this. So I will just press the summarize button, and yeah, this is the summary for the text that we had in the previous one. So this will be our project, and we have many different algorithms and types to summarize a text, but this is the most basic one that we will be going to show you in this video. So let's start with the model, like that is the actual algorithm that we are going to use for the summarizing part. So for before everything, we need to import some libraries. These libraries has some predefined functions so that we can use it in our program. So for before importing that, we need to install the libraries. For the program, I will be using the Spacy library, which is used for the natural language processing. Why natural language? Because the text that we are going to summarize, it will be in the day-to-day language that is speak. So that's why we are using the natural language processing. So we are using the Spacy library for the same, and then in the Spacy library we are using the as our text will be in English, so we are using English, and then stop words are basically stop words are the words that we do not care about, if they are present in the sentence, it is well and good, but we, in short, we ignore them. So they are the stop words, and we also want the punctuations that are present in the text that we are going to provide. And for this HipQ library, I will show you its use later in the program. So firstly, I will show you the list of the stop words that are predefined in the Spacy. So these are all the stop words. We are initializing the stop word variable, initializing the stop word variable here, and in the punctuation, we are including slash n. As you all know, slash n means the next line, new line we can say. So we want to ignore that also. So we are including that in our punctuation. So these are all the punctuation that we had predefined, and then we have slash n that we added just now. And for the program, for now, I am initializing the text, I am not taking it from the user, I am initializing it by my own. So you can see it is a large text. So I have initialized it to the text variable. Now moving forward, uh, here is loading of the model. The model means the EN Core Web LG. So this model is used for the English language. Web here denotes the text that is present on the web. We can say the blogs or the comments or the conference paper or anything that is present on the web. So our our text also will be in the same kind. So we are using the web, and LGR means large. So this library, this model has three modules, which is large, medium and small. So as I already said, we have large text. So and the summary to be accurate, we are using here the large model. So now after loading this into our NPL is basically a variable. After this, the NPL variable will know everything about the everything that is present in this model. So now the doc variable, as now NPL has all the functions and everything present in it. Now in the NPL will just say like, hey, I have brought you some text, and you have to remember all the tokens and sentence, everything that is present in the text. So now doc will contain, like doc will know what is exactly in the text, the punctuations, the tokens means the simple meaningful word, the tokens and everything that is present in the text will be known by the doc variable. Now we are listing the tokens. Like tokens means we are separating each word. Here in the text we are separating each word. So for that we are using the tokens list. The tokens with the help of for loop. Here token is an variable. So now doc has the specification of token. It knows what are the tokens in the text. So it will assign the tokens as a list in the tokens variable. And as we can see, these are all the tokens with punctuations, with the stop word. Everything is present in these tokens, just we have separated each word. Now moving forward, we will count the frequency of each word in the text we have. So for that we will again use a for loop, and the frequency will be stored in the map format. Like the map will have a word and then its frequency assigned to it. Okay, so in the for loop we will have, if the word is not a stop word, basically we as I said that stop words are the words that we want to ignore. So if it is not in the stop word, the text that the word is not a stop word and it is not a punctuation, then if these two conditions are satisfied, then we will check if it is already present in our word frequency list. So if it is not present, then we will add that word, the word dot text, the word from the text, and we will assign it to the frequency one. Like it is occurred one time, the first time, so we will assign it to 1. And again, if the same word occurs, it will go into the else part and the frequency will be increased by 1. So this will be our frequency, word frequencies. Now every word has a frequency here, and it is not a stop word nor a punctuation. Now like we have all the frequencies for each word in the text, but we also know that a word can occur one time, or there can be also words that can occur like 50 to 60 times in a text. There can be. So it will not be fair for everyone if we compare the frequencies randomly. So for that we will count the maximum frequency, that is that we have. And after calculating the maximum frequency, what we will do is we will divide the frequency of that uh, actual frequency of that word with the maximum frequency. So what will happen is the range of the frequency will be vary from 0 to 1 only. So it will be easy for us and also for calculating the frequencies. So now if we do it like the word frequencies, so the frequency of the word is divided by the maximum frequency, and it is stored in the, like, it is replaced by the actual frequency of that word. If we print the frequency, so you can see here none of the frequency is greater than 1. The maximum we have is 1. So that's the main reason for that. Now once we have the frequency for each word, now we know which word is important for us. If the word has larger frequency, we are considering it as an important word for us. So once we have the frequency for the words, we will now calculate the weight of the sentence. Like if the sentence carries more important word, then the sentence is important for us. So for that, here, as I already mentioned before, the doc knows everything about your text. So here we are using the for loop, and we are basically creating a list which will have the sense. Sense here is sentences in the doc form. So we are creating a list and storing it in the variable called sentence token. So these are the two sentences that we have. Here it is separated by a comma. After doing this, we are going to calculate the like I said, the weight of every sentence. So for that, we are again going to use a for loop, and here we are using the map, which is a sentence map. Here I mean to say the dictionary type in Python. So the sentence scores which will map the sentence with its weight, like the word or weight of the words. So here if here again the same process. If the sentence is not actually present at the first time in the sentence score, we will add the word frequency, the first word that we gain from the sentence. And if the sentence is already present, then we will simply add the next word's frequency to the actual frequency of the sentence. So when we all do this process, then the sentence scores that we will have is like this. You can see the sentence scores that we will have. These are all. Now select length. Now we know the summary, the format for the summary is like 30% of the actual summary. So here we will simply do like we will see what's the length of the sentences, what is the length that we get in our tokens, the sentence length, and we will multiply it by 0.3. 0.3 here is the 30%. We are taking 30% of the total sentences. Now as I mentioned before, the heap here, the library that I mentioned, that I will explain you further. So heap queue, in which we are importing the n largest. So what it will do is, I will show you. Once we have selected the sentence, now the n largest, we have to select the sentences, and here will be our 8. So we have to select 8 sentences which has highest weight. So here the n largest is a function which is from heap queue. So we have to pass three parameters, which is now the n simply the n that we have got, which is 8 in our case. Then the sentence force. Sentence force is a source from where we will get our sentences, and the factor in which basis we want to take the n largest. So for n largest, we are getting the scores that we have, like this scores. So in these terms, it will be formatted and it will be assigned to summary. Now finally we have our summary, isn't it? But this summary is in the form of list, and it is in the form of its weight. Like the sentence having highest weight is on the top. So for gaining it into our format, we will traverse the word text. In the word text, we have all the words in the order of our text. So we are traversing it, and we are converting the list into a paragraph so that it is readable and it is in the original format. So here we are just traversing it and joining so that we can get the summary. Now here is the answer. Here is the text that we had. Here I had just printed a text, and it is the summary for the text that we have gained from our whole program. Here we can see that length of the text is 3409 words, and that of the summary is 30% of our actual text.
Good evening everyone. So in this video we are going to learn how to design the web page for our text summarization project. We are going to design these two web pages. This is the input web page and this one is the output web page. In this input page, the user going to enter the text document in this text area, and the output will be shown in this process where the summary is written. So we are going to code these two pages using HTML and style this through the CSS. Before going to the code, you should know the basics of the HTML CSS. You can go through the W3 school to know the basics of the HTML and CSS. It will be helpful to understand the code. Let's get started with the code. This is the first input web page, which is named as the index.html. So here we're going to mention the doc type HTML. We are going to mention the file is of the type HTML. In the head tag, we are going to link all the CSS styling, all the Google fonts we are going to use. For the fonts, you want to for using fonts, you can use the CSS fonts which are already available in the CSS, or you can go through the Google fonts and choose the whatever the font you like and just copy this code and paste in the head tag. It will link the code. Otherwise you can use the whatever way you use in the CSS using the font family. So let's design this page. So whatever the user able to see, we are going to enter it in the body tag, like design it through the body tag. So this summarizer, I have used the h2 tag for it. You can use whatever tag as per your requirement. There are h1 to h6 tags in the HTML. For this, enter your text below text. I have used h2 tag to show it. So to fetch all the data entered by the user, we are going to use the form action, like to fetch the data and the post the data to the other processes or other languages. So we are going to use the form. By the post method, the text will be posted to the other language and retrieved there for using request and response. So here we are going to in this section, in this division we are going in this section we are going to use the text area to show the user a block where he or she can enter the text. We can't use the text tag input text type because it will be very smaller. As per our requirement, we will be showing this big box and the button to go to the next page, that whenever the user clicks this summarize button, the user will be redirected to the next page and the summary will be shown by using other modules. So let's go through the output code. So here, similar like the previous file, we are going to add the Google Fonts and the styling sheets in the head tag, and the whatever the part visible to the user, we are going to add it in the body tag. So for the header of the summary, we are using h3 tag. You can use the whatever tag according to your requirements. The summary of the text provided, this is the simple text which will be shown to the user. So to show the summary to the user, we are going to use division, where the we have mentioned the paragraph. This will be in the form of the paragraph, and the class is named as the sum, where from using the other modules, in this sum we are going to store the summary of the text provided by the user here, and will be shown in this braces by using this class sum. Here the inline internal CSS is applied. We can also use the external CSS by using for the dot input class. We can apply the CSS. This back button is shown to the user to go back to the home page, like for here first page. It's not working in my module because I haven't attached other modules. This is the only 2 pages. I haven't redirected these 2 pages. So this is all about the output code. In the style.css, we are going to provide style to we have provided the style to these pages. Like if you see, here we have added the CSS styling. If we comment this, if we remove this CSS, let's cut this for a while and see the web page, then it will, without the styling, is very pale. So we are going to apply the styling through this external CSS. So for this, for the whole body, we are going to use the gradient. This gradient, you can get this gradient code from this website ingredient.com. You can use any CSS you like and copy it in the body tag, and for font family as you like. These keyframes are the nothing but the animation codes. So here the dot welcome, the welcome class we have used here, like division class. The classes, we can apply CSS for the classes by using dot, and for the ID by using hash. So for welcome, we have the welcome class here also. So we are going to apply the styling to the welcome as margin, width of the text, color, font size, font weight, text alignation, and padding. Padding is the boundary around the content. Like this, we are going to apply CSS for the user input also. So user input is the class of the enter your text, and the text area are their contents. So we have many properties like the padding, width, margin, font family, font style, which can be helpful to give the font to the text, size, mentioning the width, height, aligning them to the center. You can go through all this by in this CSS. Here are all the syntax, all the properties are mentioned. You can go through it, you will be able to know whatever they mentioned. So this is how we have applied the styling to the all the buttons. We can also apply more styling to the buttons, like hovering concepts or else. So this is all about these pages. Thank you.
Hello friends, now I am going to explain you how to integrate a machine learning code with the front-end part using the Flask framework. So our main use case is that first we want to send the data from the HTML file to the machine learning code, and after applying machine learning algorithms and processing on that data, we want that output get back to the HTML file. Okay, so first is sending data to the machine learning code, and second thing is getting back data to the HTML file. Okay, so here you can see that there is one HTML code. In that code basically we are written one form, and in that and through that form we are taking the input text from the user, and as soon as we are submitting that data, the whole data will be redirected to the slash process page with the help of the post method. So from here we are able to send the text to the machine learning code. Now coming to the main part of the code, or we can say that the backend part. Here you can see that the file name is app.py. So while working with the Flask framework, we have to keep 2 or 3 points. Like first one is the file name must be app.py. Second thing is we have to put all the index files in the template folder and all the CSS files in the static folder. Okay, so here is the app.py code. In that code, first I'm importing Flask library, and first I have to after importing Flask library, I have to create an object of the Flask class, and after that we have to create some routes. Like basically we can say that we have one facility in the Flask framework which is of the routing. Like as soon as we are entering the slash home in the browser, so it will render, or we can say that it will load the index.html file. So slash home will route to this page, and this page is nothing but this index.html file, in which a user will get the interface from which user is able to give the input, and it will submit, and as soon as it will submit that text, it will redirect to this route. Okay, so here I am creating one more route which is the slash process, and the method is post. So basically with the help of the request method we will fetch that text, and after fetching that text we will store that text in the text variable, and this is nothing but a machine learning code. And at last when we will get the summary, so we will store that summary in the summary variable, and again now we want that summary will be reflect to our HTML page. Okay, so I'm rendering one more HTML file which is nothing but output.html. Here you can see that this one is the HTML code, and it's a very simple code where this is the just heading, and here this summary variable will be replaced by the actual summary of the text we provided. Okay, so basically this line states that load one output.html file, and in that file whenever you will get the summary variable, replace that summary variable with the value which is stored in this summary variable. Okay, so in this summary variable, this is nothing but this summary variable, and we will store, and whatever the summary is stored in this variable, it will be replaced here. Okay, and that's the thing. So now let's run the code, and I'm going to running the code. Here first I have to write the home, which will route to the index.html file. This is the interface. Now I'm going to copy some text from the browser. Now I'm going to copy paste that text, and as soon as I'm going to hit this button, this slash home is changed by with slash process. Let's see. So the data is goes to this page, and after some machine learning algorithms we will get this data, and as soon as hitting back it will again get. Okay, that's it. Thank you.